Ian Fung. How are you, my friend?
Phil, how you doing?
Man,
Good to see you.
we just met.
I know. It's
The
crazy.
surf fishing thing.
I know.
I saw you and I focused in on you because of this guy, Wesley. You want to come over here and say hi, Wesley, real
coming
quick?
out.
Your son.
Yeah.
Wesley, what's up, man?
What's up?
And anytime I see a father-son, I mean, I have two boys, and I had my kids out on boats when they were 2 years old. So I love that dynamic. Wesley, thank you, man. We'll have you on here in a second. That sound good?
Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. So I saw that, and I saw that you were doing so much and having fun down on the beach. And then somebody told me, you didn't even tell me, so you weren't there to get a plug.
No.
But you have this beautiful Riverborn backpack for fishing. We're going to get into this incredible backpack and all the functionality and everything else. Before we do, can we get to know you a little bit better?
Oh yeah, of course. So I was born in Hong Kong.
Love Hong Kong.
It's a really cool place.
Man, the food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
transportation,
miss it.
everything.
Transportation's great.
It's so
People are
convenient.
nice.
Yeah. Really open city. And we moved to Canada when I was about, say, 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
And I started.
Your father had worked there or something, or?
Mostly my parents wanted to take us to North America to kind of get us exposed to
Nice.
kind of like this world is so
Gotcha.
much out there, right?
Yeah.
So we went up there and started fishing there with some friends, and that was just blew my mind. Like I'd never kind of done fishing before that.
What kind of fishing were you doing?
A lot of largemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of largemouth fishing, a little bit of catfish.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. We hung out, and on the weekends we'd go fishing in like Port Hope and areas like that. And
Canada is really outdoor oriented, aren't
it
they?
is. It is a lot of
Yeah.
hiking, a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So really opened our eyes to outdoors because it's such a contrast with Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong's the concrete jungle, right?
Oh my
Buildings
God.
all over the place.
Yes.
But there's so much nature in Canada, and I really appreciate that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate it in terms of being able to fish or kind of refreshing your soul or all of the above.
definitely both of those things,
Yeah.
all of that. It's a slower pace of life compared to Hong Kong. And I think there's the appreciation for the outdoors.
Yeah.
Like we didn't talk much about that in Hong Kong amongst the people I grew up with. I think it's opened up a lot more now that people are doing that more
Right.
nowadays. But that was a long time ago when I was a little there.
Right.
So yeah, and
I think, Ian, we're learning that not only is it a lot of fun to go out with Wesley and catch a fish, just on that level, but it's beneficial for your mental health, your physical health.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
really important. And especially nowadays where a lot of kids are not like Wesley. They're, on TikTok going like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
It's so important to get outside.
yeah, for sure. And I think that helped Wesley a lot too. Not to put you on the spot, but I think certainly.
Put him on the spot.
Yeah, it's us being out there, just the two of us.
Yeah.
We hike a lot. We did a lot of freshwater fishing last couple of years. Pyramid, Castaic, and those reservoirs are pretty big, and you got to find fish, and we enjoyed that aspect a lot. The hiking, not just the fishing for sure, but the hiking, the being out there. Sometimes we catch a lot of fish, and sometimes we don't.
Right.
And even when we don't, it's super enjoyable.
You have a
just to
great
do it.
time, right?
Yes, we have a great time.
Yes. I think that's the key. When you have the bar set at, you don't have to catch any fish. We're going for a walk. We're going to get our
Yes.
steps in. We're going to enjoy Mother Nature.
Absolutely.
We're going to have some fun, father and son.
Yeah.
And then that fish, if you do catch it, is a bonus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Every time. The excitement, whether it's one fish or 10 fish, like the excitement's always there, and even if it's zero, right? Like,
Yeah.
Being out there, seeing nature, feeling the wind in your face, seeing the water, and just all of that. So,
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how many languages do you speak? I know you speak English. You probably speak Cantonese,
I
right?
do, I do. I speak
and do you
Cantonese.
speak any French from your time in Canada?
Very little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
but,
bit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. God, it's amazing to me as an American that people from other parts of the world, like when I taught in China, I would have 12-year-old students who spoke 5 languages.
Oh my gosh.
And spoke them fluently.
Oh yeah, their hometown language, right? The official Mandarin and a bit of English, I'm sure, as you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
some of their English was impeccable. In fact, I taught Spanish there. I didn't realize that would be a
wow.
thing, but all of a sudden people were, oh, you speak Spanish?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would give a lesson, and a week later, those kids would come back, and they're asking me, "¿Cómo estás, profesor?" and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, "Whoa, you guys are really on this." The idea of learning different languages is something that's a little foreign to Americans sometimes. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah, it's more of a thing, I think, in other places. Well, in Europe, I mean, you're right next door to so many different countries and stuff that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the great outdoors, and we're going to get to this in a moment. But what is your favorite kind of fishing? What do you like to do? What is it? Fresh? Is it salt?
I think it's a bit of both. Like we like fresh. We're getting more into salt now since we've come out here and living on the West Coast. We actually just out here, right? We've been on the boats out here, Native Sun,
Oh, cool.
Monte Carlo, all of these.
Excellent. Yeah.
We love that. And
A lot of crazy guys out there. Brian on the Monte Carlo.
Yeah,
Brian's
of course,
great.
you know everybody. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just great. The community out here is awesome too. Like just meeting people, whether it's at the tackle stores or someone like yourself who's creating for the content for the community and just even beyond the community.
Yes.
That you're doing that, and I really appreciate that. And
thank you.
And I think it's a rich.
That only cost me $50 to pay him to say those nice things about me too. That was really well done. Well done. You know Walt, the guy that runs the Monte Carlo? I worked with him in the ticket office in Redondo. We're a couple of schmucks in the ticket office 50 years ago.
No way.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
I've known Walt for, God almighty, am I old. Oh, this is brutal. What brought you out to our surf fishing event? How did you even know about it?
I was talking to some people at the Hall show.
Yeah.
And they were mentioning that, hey, you got the surf fishing event next week with Phil Friedman. You should come down, check it out and just enjoy and meet people there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, of course. We've been fishing mostly the two of us, and sometimes we have some other friends we fish with, but the surf fishing community is a little bit newer to us.
Yes.
We've certainly gone out a couple times, but meeting people out there and meeting you, it was super fun. It was a great event, that's how we got out there.
That is fantastic. I was so happy you came out because I just feel like this is the start of a nice friendship.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
for sure. Biggest fish you've ever caught?
I think it has to be a catfish out of Castaic. I think it was like 15 pounds.
Nice.
15 pounder.
So you have not done the bluefin tuna thing yet, have you?
No, we haven't. We're kind of working our way up there.
Sure.
I think it's something we're definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're in whatever, secondary school. You'll get up to the university level one of these days, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I tell you, the best fishermen, in my opinion, some of the best guys are the guys on the half-day boats.
Oh, yeah?
Because you'll go on a bluefin trip, or you'll go, when there used to be albacore here, and you might make a cast 3 or 4 times, or at night dropping a jig down. Sometimes you don't do it at all because they never find the fish.
Right.
On a half-day boat, the repetition of finding a hot bait, of choosing that hot bait, of hooking that bait, of making that cast, you do that 50, 60 times sometimes on a half-day boat, and it just hones your skills. I really feel like that is a necessary part of the evolution of a great angler.
Absolutely. And we feel the same way too. Like when we're out there, just the etiquette, how to kind of work around other anglers at the same time, and the repetition. It's certainly, when we go on those bigger trips, we want to be successful and want to make the most out of them. So I totally agree with you there. Kind of starting with these is a great idea.
You're a great guest, by the way, Ian, let me tell you. Really, really true. All right, let's focus in on this Riverborn, beautiful backpack. You must have seen a need. What was the need you sought to address with this? You saw something that made you think, I can do that a little bit better.
Absolutely. So we do a lot of freshwater fishing with this, smallmouth, largemouth, and there are lots of different techniques out there. Lots of tackle junkies. I'm sure, most of the people out there, at least someone or yourself, and not just that's for the sake of buying tackle, but different fish have different moods, and sometimes different times of the day or different seasons. You got to present the right type of bait for them, right? And when we're out there, and sometimes we bring our baits and we have multiple rods, and it's just kind of difficult to manage that, or if you kind of miss an opportunity because you don't have the right bait, that's kind of what inspired us.
Yes.
So we.
I totally get that, by the way. I have a friend who, when he breaks off, he takes like a half hour to retie. Now, most anglers don't take that long, but you have this window, like
Right.
maybe it's the high tide window,
Absolutely.
and you don't know if they're going to bite on the incoming or outgoing, and all of a sudden they're biting, and you break
gotta take
off,
advantage of that, yeah.
you got to maximize
Yeah.
your time, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a part of that for sure. Just the responsiveness of having the rod there, having the bait in your hand, making it easy to carry because it's on your back.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to it minimizes the weight because it's closer to your body on
Yes.
the backpack, and the rods are vertical, and it feels really comfortable. And yeah, so we, it was around the pandemic time frame that we kind of had this idea. It was actually Wesley and I both, we were just chatting
Yeah.
on the shore at Castaic Lake, and we're like, what if, something was like this and we did it this way? And he threw out an idea and I threw out an idea, and we're like, yeah, let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's try making something. And I have a product design background, so
Yes.
I'm really lucky that way.
Yeah.
Started kind of just noodling, just doing sketches at first, and kind of as we got more into it, it got more serious, and I started talking to some of my friends who know more about manufacturing, and we got together, and we made this bag. There was a lot of prototypes. The first one actually was made out of wood in our garage. We literally nailed like 5 boards together, put on some 3D printed parts, and we tested it out in our backyard. We're casting some baits in our pool, just like how easy to take in and out, and we learned a bunch. And we talked to a couple guys to, I like to call it Buzz from Bob Sands. He's a freshwater guy, also does a lot of salt water. But we chatted with him. He gave us, some feedback, and it all came together.
That's great. From start to this, how long of a time period are we talking about?
I would say 3+ years.
Okay.
Yeah. At some points, I didn't work on it.
Yeah.
It was on and off, and like I said, as we got more serious, then we started spending more time. And
Yes.
we just launched this November with the bag, and
Just recently,
just
huh?
very recently.
Wow.
So
Congrats. How's it going so far?
it's going good.
Good.
It's going good. Got some good responses, and people, when they see us with a bag, they come up and ask, "Hey, what is this? This is something I've been looking for." So I'm really glad that we're able to serve and make the lives of fishermen easier.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Anything else? So you've got what? 4? Go ahead. Describe the bag.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
it's got 4 molded hard molded rod holders.
Yes.
So 2 on each side.
Uh-huh.
And one of the unique parts is, we really measured the dimensions of it so it can hold rods. You see one on the other side there?
Yes.
It can hold rods vertically really well. Because
Yeah.
there are some other bags with different types of rod holders, and sometimes they're loose or fabric, and they're might be rocking around a bit. We want to make sure that it's really stable.
Yes.
Because you don't
So
want this
important.
sloshing on the back.
Right.
And another thing that's cool about it is we engineered it so that it has these legs in the bottom here.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it can stand perfectly flat on any flat spot. Like
That is
on the
really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want your rods in the sand.
No.
Tip over.
Right.
Any of that. So it's really great. So you can, if you catch a fish, you stick your rod here. You can unhook the fish, or you can tie a new bait up. Whatever you need to do.
Right.
Super convenient. Or you might go from your dropper loop to your Carolina rig to your Battle Stars or what have you. Right.
Yeah.
So it's really great in that sense, and there's a lot of room to put a bunch of 3,700 size tackle boxes vertically.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
How many?
Let's say easily 4, maybe even 5,
Wow.
depending on how deep they are. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is great. So you can carry all the tackle you possibly want.
Yeah.
This looks good for freshwater, saltwater. You could also walk on a sport boat with this, right?
Oh,
And carry all
absolutely.
your gear for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Like fishing on the docks or fishing on the surf. It's super convenient for that sense.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you guys like to hike. I mean,
Yes.
this is perfect. I mean, if your fishing adventure includes a hike,
Yes.
I mean, it's virtually impossible to carry all that
Absolutely.
stuff without something
Yeah.
like this.
We'll bring like sandwiches inside and water bottle
You
plus
guys
all our
bring any
tackle.
sandwiches today? I'm hungry.
We'll
Kidding
get some
you.
for sure.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding you. I'm a carnivore, man, so all I eat is meat. Nah. This thing is great. How many compartments are there? And
Okay, so there's a big compartment with a divider in the middle that you can adjust forward or backwards depending on the size of your tackle or how you want to arrange your stuff. It's got 2 compartments on the top, so there's a zipper compartment. Inside of there, there's another netted compartment, so you can put in the zipper compartment like your sunglasses or your buff or your scissors if that's where you want them. There are 2 more compartments in the front. That's actually where I like to put my pliers, my extra scissors.
Just so everything's
some baits.
handy.
Yeah, like the baits that you want kind of quick.
Yeah.
So it's really flexible in that sense.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I guess the most important question now is where can we get this?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah. So first off, Bob Sands
Yeah.
carries the backpack. And suggest you can go to your local tackle stores, support your local tackle stores. They're the lifeblood of our community. You can check it out there, feel it, test it out, and also on our own website, riverborn.co. So that's riverborn.co.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Ian's not sure that he's going to be able to make it February the 23rd. That's our next event. Then we're going to have one March 23rd. But maybe on one of those, if anybody's interested, of course they can approach you and check this thing out, right?
Yeah.
If you can make it.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Do we want to get Wesley on here for a second? Would you like to come on?
in.
Yeah, sure. I'll come.
Can I mic him up?
For sure.
Let's do that. We're going to bump Dad out of here.
long as you can-
Are you- oh, yeah. Take a seat here, Wesley.
All right, all right.
A fine young man like you. All right. Perfect. You're 14?
Thank you. Yes, I am.
14 years old. Man, that was 1,000 years ago for me. What school do you go to?
I go to Agora High School.
Uh-huh.
It's a really nice school. I'm a freshman there.
Excellent. And what is it that you're interested in studying? Do you have anything in particular that you like to study?
Right now, I'm really getting into math, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I think.
Oh my God, my Chinese students, they would bring me math equations. They'd go, teacher, can you help me with this? I'd look at it and I'd say, what is that, hieroglyphics? I had no idea what it was. And they could figure it out so fast. So you're really good at math?
I'm not like super good at math, but I like figuring things out.
Okay.
And that's the interesting part about it.
All right, when somebody asks me what 10% of 100 is and I say 10, I feel like I've accomplished this great thing mathematically. So you got to be better than me. So what is it about fishing that you love, or the outdoors, or going for a hike? Is it being with your dad? Is it the challenge of catching a fish? What do you like about it, Wesley?
I think fishing for me is like a really like meditative. It's meditative. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
I love just getting out there, just relaxing. It's like you said, good for your mental health and stuff like that.
Man, you are wise beyond your years if you recognize that at 14 years old. That's incredible. So, yeah, I mean, maybe you have too much homework, or maybe you go out into the outdoors and you can relax and enjoy. Am I getting that right?
Yeah. It just feels really nice, and like my dad said, catching the fish is a great bonus. You know?
Yeah, for sure. How about working with your father on this project, this Riverborn beautiful backpack? How about that whole process? It's been a 3-year thing where you and your dad were on the lake shore throwing ideas back and forth, and then all of a sudden 3 years later, look what we have. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's been a great process. It doesn't feel like that long of a time since we started, making this bag, and it's honestly it's a big part of my life right now, and I think it's a really cool bag.
Yeah, and Wesley, it's also been a lesson for you, I'm sure, that I can dream stuff up and make this actually happen, where some kids never get to that point. In fact, I will say this about scrolling on a phone. You know, when people are scrolling on a phone, how on earth can you have a thought when you're doing that? You can't even think. A thought it's impossible to think of anything. So when you guys are out there fishing, your mind's open, you're able to think about these things, you come up with a concept and you make it a reality. Wow. I'm so impressed. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, way to go, man. I mean, it's the reason when I go for a walk, I'll go out and take a walk. That's when I do my best thinking, which isn't that great. But, it's okay. And I think you and your dad, man, what a team you guys make. It's awesome. What's your next outdoor activity? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm probably going to keep fishing,
Yeah. Do you have a particular place you're going to go to here or not?
Well, maybe after this I'll go out on the dock and,
Oh, right now,
yeah.
This guy over here, Anthony, our sergeant of arms over here, we just met at the surf fishing event. He's going to take you down there and let you catch a fish or show you that a little bit more. Well, I think that the United States of America and the world in general has a bright future if we have kids like you in it. I will tell you that right now.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Wesley, I'm going to take that mic off you and put your dad back on here, but I wanted to get you in here because you're an incredible person.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wesley. All right, Dad.
All right.
Man, you have done a great job with that kid, let me tell you. All right, there we go.
He's a great kid.
Yeah, I can tell, man.
Thanks
I
to his
can
mom
tell.
too. Yeah.
Yes, of course. You got to give mom a lot of credit there for sure. Well, okay, one more time again. How can we order this? Where can we get it?
Okay, so riverborn.co, riverborn.co, and Bob Sands Tackle in Van Nuys. They're carrying it right now. So definitely go check them out. And yeah, Phil, once again, appreciate you so much.
Ian, I thoroughly enjoyed both you and Wesley being
it's
on
really
here.
enjoyable
Thank
just
you.
to hang out with you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right.
Take care, everybody. Make sure you check out this great backpack by Riverborn.